We're going to begin talking about a set of problems that deal with consecutive integers. Before we begin, we need to get some groundwork and some definitions as to what it means to be consecutive integers and how we can approach this problem using algebra. First, let's talk about what it means to be an integer. Integers are the set of numbers that are all real numbers that could be positive or negative, but these numbers could not be fractions or decimals. We really think in integers when we learn to count. Consecutive means that the numbers run in a row. In the same way that we learn to count, these are in order. So if I said that I had the first number being 4, the next consecutive number in order would be a 5, followed by 6, and so on, in the same direction that you learn to count. Those are positive consecutive integers. If I wanted to look at some negative consecutive integers, let's start with, say, -8. The next largest number, when I count negatives, is -7, and then -6, -5, and so on. Consecutive being in order, in a row, one following the other. We don't skip anything when we count. They're positive, negative, but no fractions or decimals. Now, as you read some of the application problems in this section, the problem is going to say something about consecutive integers, and we need a way to approach this using algebra. So let's look at these numbers. Let's look at 4, 5, and 6, and come up with a way to talk about these three numbers using algebra. If I decided to let my first number in my list be a variable, like x, I want to use that same variable to figure out the next number and the one after that. If 4 equals x, how does 4 compare to 5? Well, 4 and 1 more would get us 5. How does 4, which is my variable, compare to 6? Well, 4 plus 2 more would get us over to 6. It's that idea of addition that's going to let us base everything off of our variable x. If x is my first number, the next number in a consecutive integer list is 1 more than x. So I would just say x plus 1. The third number in my list is 1 more than this one, but it's 2 more than my base variable that I started with as x. So the 4 was 2 more to get to 6, so my x and 2 more is how I get to this last number in the list. X and then x plus 1 and then x plus 2 is a way to use algebra to stand for any three numbers in a row.